James Wines. Thank you for joining me at my tasting table today. This wine is next. This is August Kesseler's R. Riesling 2019 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you about this lovely experience of this wine and a point score. Now be sure to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the latest videos that I'm producing. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. Dankeschön to you. I do appreciate it, and be sure to give a like. So loveliness on this wine, I think it's outstanding. I love this producer, and I have other videos that I reviewed from August Kesseler. I'll place those videos right up here. This is from the Rheingau. Now here is the, of course, a very familiar Riesling shape. Now let me show you the bottle up close, the silhouette. Of course, a very familiar silhouette, the Riesling silhouette. This is the August Kesseler R as in Riesling or in Rheingau Kabinett wine. This is a 2019 vintage, 10.5% ABV. Back label for you to look at here. I think it's a lovely, outstanding wine. Something to, you know, when I look at this wine, it's a Kabinett wine, so it's a 23.6 grams per liter in sugar content, but it's not over the top. It's not something that's so dessert oriented. So this wine is a sugar content of 23.6 grams per liter. To me, this is really a wine that I want to serve with a variety of foods, including Asian foods, but also Mexican food. And I don't mean, you know, super hot, because I can't eat too hot Mexican food. And so for me, I use a more mild to medium temperature. But to me, when I taste this wine with that temperature range, it really is optimum for me in my experience and my guests that I serve wine with. And so I think this is a really outstanding wine where neither gets lost in the equation. So a bit of vinification notes on this wine. So after being gently pressed, the Riesling is fermented and vinified in temperature controlled stainless steel tanks, vessels at various temperatures. During the process, it is important for them to preserve the characteristics of the terroir under bottling and blending by strictly keeping the different lots separate. So they will keep them separate and then blend them. This is a vegan-friendly wine, and a very important feature because this is one of my top 3 questions that I do get, and I think this is an important point out for those people seeking a fantastic, beautiful, world-class Riesling wine. You do not have to observe a vegan diet. I do not. On occasion I do, but for the most part I do not. But to me, it's still enjoyable regardless. It is not going to make any difference or variation. If you tasted a vegan wine blind, you would not know it was a vegan wine. So it is very important for people who observe a vegan dietary restriction and that is honored. And it's nice to see more producers coming to the marketplace with wines like this. And so August Kesseler, and I reviewed more of his wines. I'll place those videos right up here. I think outstanding producer, old-time producer. In the 1920s, I believe he took over his family's operation, winery, at the age of 19. So he must have been an amazing person to know, because he had this belief and this vision, and it's a sterling producer also of Pinot Noir. Their Pinot Noir is outstandingly gorgeous, and German Pinot Noir is, to me, a wine country that has yet to be discovered. And of course, the Rieslings are, you know, phenomenal, beautiful as well. So this wine is giving a very familiar, and I just think it's a haunting experience of enjoying a petrol note from the very beginning, as well as common pear, green apple, and white flowers. Next is the palate characterization. So the palate is lovely, absolutely outstanding. I love the texture of the wine, the weight of the wine, the ABV of the wine. So I do like that it is a 10.5% ABV wine, which you will find in Riesling wines often. And some of those points are a little bit higher, but not much more so. And so I think it's a nice way of enjoying food and wine together. So as I just mentioned, Mexican food, but also enjoy this with seafood. Enjoy this with pizza. Maybe it's a white pasta dish. Enjoy this with pesto. So there's a lot of ways to go with this particular wine, enjoying a variety of foods. The palate is giving me notes of green apple, a bit of common pear note, quince, moistened rock, and a hint of honeycomb. This wine is 93 points out of 100 points. More information on the producer down below. Questions and comments you can list there. So in between videos, you'll find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So enjoy this at the beginning of your Thanksgiving meal with wonderful appetizers. The palate characterization, the nose is going to pair very, very nicely with Thanksgiving foods, and especially at the beginning of your experience, share this wine at a really good price point. I think beginning, say, $12.99. Probably not going to be much more expensive than $15. It will depend on the region that you are in the United States. But it's a fantastic wine, great producer, 93 points out of 100 points. I will see you back here at the tasting table for more reviews to come. Thank you for watching and thank you for your support. I will see you soon. Prost!